Good morning, everybody, and happy Friday this week. Welcome to this week's Books, Beauty, and Business segment. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Gina Stockdall. I am the owner, founder, CEO, whatever you want to call me, of Marilyn Jeanne Designs. And today we are going to be discussing gratitude, which yesterday really showed me that it definitely needs to be a main focus. Also, we're going to be doing a full beat today. Am I leaving the house today? No. But we're going to go ahead and do that anyway. So I already did do my skin prep and all of that stuff. I have my primer on, whole shebang. So we're going to go ahead and just get started, talk about gratitude, drink our water, and hang out. For those of you who are watching the live, please put hashtag live or say hello in the comments. For those of you who are watching the replay, please put hashtag replay. I do want to do a full disclosure that I do download these episodes and they are uploaded to my YouTube and any podcast platform that we have. So please note that, and let's get started. So, does anybody have any fun weekend plans? That will be our question of the day. The first thing that we're going to do beauty-wise... Oh.
Sorry. Hey, guys.
Welcome to doing lives with children.
Sorry.
For those of you who are new here, I am a homeschooling mom of two. And today we have one of the two. We have my oldest. His name is Finn.
Hello, guys. What's going on?
Also, if you guys could like, comment, and share, that would be a free way to help us out. So we're going to go ahead and start our makeup. You'll hear commentary from Finn. That's okay. That's the whole point. We're not here to do it perfect. We're here to do it, period. The first thing that I'm going to do, though, is I get these dark circles because I'm a mom and I barely sleep. And we're going to go ahead and neutralize those with a yellow tinted...
Yes, you do get sleep.
I get some sleep. I don't get sleep like you do, though. Concealer.
Why are you jealous that I slept in at 6:22 this morning?
Yes, I am jealous of that. Typically, you want to use an orange concealer for this. I don't have one of those, hence why I'm using what I have. We're just using what we got. Okay, let's see. I have all of my makeup laid out, but I never have my brushes laid out. And then I never have the brush that I want. Can anyone guess what that music is from?
I maybe it's from Star Wars, but I was just doing it for the bigger brush thing.
No, I know, you're funny. Why is it like so hot in this bathroom today? Is it just me? I feel like it's hot in here.
I can turn on the AC conditioning.
The air conditioning's already on. Ugh. Big girl problems.
No.
You gonna go touch something? Don't touch things. That's the fan. That's not the AC, Goofy. Turn it off.
Let's see.
Goofball. Alright, so we're just going to blend this out.
I'm gonna head out for a minute.
Okay, bye.
See ya.
We're going to blend the yellow concealer out, again, to kind of neutralize that purpley bag that I get under my eyes, because no, who wants that? But this week, like I said, we're talking about gratitude. And I'm going to be completely honest that gratitude is something that is hard for me to focus on. My family, I will be honest, is full of Germans, and a lot of us are fairly pessimistic. Hold on just a second. Griffin, you need to get down from the chair and leave the wind chime alone. Anywho, so this is something that I'm kind of like rewiring my brain to focus on. So it's definitely going to be a lot of work, I feel. The next thing is we're going to go in with some foundation. The one that I am using is the Pro Luxe Cosmetics Matte Foundation in the shade Light. I get this from Dollar Tree. I am going in with one pump. You do not need more than that with this particular foundation. If you want kind of like a medium to full coverage. It has a dewy finish, which is something that I personally prefer. It says it's matte, but meh. But yesterday, let me tell you about yesterday, was a day that kind of reminded me that patience and gratitude and all of that is something that God calls us to do for a reason. We live in a fallen world. guys. We live in a broken world where bad things, annoying things, inconveniences are going to happen. It's unfortunate, but it's life. So yesterday morning, about 12:30 in the morning, we had a severe thunderstorm roll through. Luckily, my area did not have any damage. That part was all south of us. So if you could please pray for the people of Belton and Raymore, Missouri, as they had some storm damage. But I did not sleep well due to the fact that the thunder was super loud. I was trying to make sure that we didn't have to, go secure anything or go to take shelter, any of that kind of stuff. So I was exhausted by the time that my child decided to wake up and all of that stuff. So that was ultimately why I canceled this segment for yesterday and moved it to today. But the part that I was thankful for, gratitude, is all of the bad stuff was kind of south of us. I was thankful for having a husband who was like, hey, I know you had a rough morning. Let me bring you some scooters. I am thankful that Scooters has options that I can get to be still on my health journey. So those things were good, right? Now that we have our foundation on, we are going to go in with some liquid blush. I use the Ioni liquid blush in the shade of Rosette. You do not need a lot. A little goes a very long way with this shade. And I keep seeing some people kind of coming in and out. And again, if you're watching the live, please tell me what your weekend plans are in the comments. So we're going to just do little dab, and we're going to blend it in. So after we kind of had a rough morning, Ben and I were supposed to drive down to my mom's house. And for those of you who are unfamiliar with my family and I, my mom lives about an hour to an hour and a half south of me. So the reason that we were doing that was my mom was going to watch the boys for me so that I could go get my blonde touched up and get my hair done. I know that some people are like, oh my goodness, you drive an hour and a half to go get your hair done, for two reasons. One, my boys get to go spend some extra time with their Meemaw, their uncle, their auntie, and both their uncles, I guess. My brother lives down there, and so does my sister and her soon-to-be husband. So family time, right? But also, the girl that does my hair in that area is more in my budget currently, okay? And she does a wonderful job. So we went down there. I was thankful to go see my mom. I was thankful to get some girl time at the salon. I was thankful that my hair turned out the way that I wanted it. All was well. Now that we have our blush blended out, we're gonna go in with our concealer. Typically, I would also do bronzer or like a contour stick, but I'm out, so I have to go buy another one. I saw that 2 people just hopped on. Please let us know what your weekend plans are in the comments, please and thank you. So, from our concealer is Wet n Wild, the Mega Last Incognito, and I use the shade Fair Beige. So all went well with my hair appointment yesterday. As you guys can see, I finally have my roots all touched up. I don't do it probably as often as I should, but I'm gonna be completely honest that I don't care enough to have to do it like super routinely. I go like every 12 weeks, get my hair trimmed, get my blonde touched up, and then I call it a day. So all was well. I drive back to my mom's house, which is about 20 minutes from where I got my haircut. All was well again. Again, in the discussion of gratitude, my mom made all of us dinner. We sat and ate. Everything was going great. Had a wonderful day to this point. So then my youngest was gonna stay and spend some extra days with my mom. My oldest was gonna come home with me. So I get in the car and with my son, I call my husband. I'm talking to him while I'm driving, hands off. I have the Bluetooth going on, right? And we're just chillaxing. This is kind of our norm of, I talk to my husband on the drive home. We're just kind of living our normal everyday to day life at this point. But then out of nowhere, while my son and I are on the highway, my car starts dinging at me, and it has like the check engine light is flashing, and it says something along the lines of like engine fail something something. And so my husband, who is a mechanic, immediately tells me to pull over, because with that particular thing that's like popping up, you don't want to keep your engine going. So we had to call a tow truck. From here, now that we have our concealer blended in, we're going to set our blush with like the powder blush. I am using the Unique Moodstruck Pressed Blusher in the shade of Supple. This is from when I used to sell Unique many, many years ago. It's kind of an orangey, coppery shade. I do not know if this is still a thing in their lineup. I have not purchased from them since I stopped selling for them. I'm just using up what I have left over. So, yeah, so Finn and I were semi-stranded on the side of the road. We're on the phone with my husband. He's calling us a tow truck because we were still 27 miles from our house. It was getting hot because I couldn't have the, whatever you want to call it, on air conditioning on. So I'm going to be honest that I kind of started to lose my cool a little bit. I was not being a very nice person because why? I was frustrated. I was hot and I was frustrated. Now that I put my blush on, we're going to go ahead and go in with some powder, the setting powder. I get this one from Dollar Tree. It is the Marie Claire group, and it's the flawless finish. You can see that I use it a lot. I have hit pan, so I'm probably gonna have to pick up some more here soon. And we're gonna use that to set the rest of my face, as well as blend in the powder foundation, or powder blush that we put on. So anywho, but then I kind of realized that, you know, Griffin is watching my reaction. He's also freaking out because it's scary when you're 8 years old and stranded on kind of like the side of the road, right? And so we're like, you know what? We can't change our situation, but we can change our attitude toward the situation, right? So that is exactly what the both of us did. So I'm gonna go ahead and put in a little bit of bronzer, just to kind of warm up my face since I don't have some contour. And we will be blending this out. This is a trust the process type look. Okie dokie. Let's see. Where is my bronzer brush thing? What is this one? The bronzer that I'm using is LA Colors Matte Bronzer in the shade of Bronzed Beauty. So Griffin and I were patiently/impatiently waiting for the tow truck yesterday. But it kind of hit me while I was on the phone with my mom, letting her know like what was going on, that we're okay, waiting for the tow truck, blah, blah, blah. You know, the typical stuff that you let your parent know. And I realized that we could not have picked a prettier spot to kind of like get stranded in, because on one side of my highway there was this beautiful field with cows that were eating. It was so cute, and they had, you know, for what do you want to call it, they had like wildflowers and stuff. I know this looks like a clown right now, just trust me. They had wildflowers, and you know, the cows were just kind of enjoying themselves in the field. And then on the other side of me, we had this beautiful field of corn with a few trees that were kind of just swaying in the breeze. A beautiful summer day here in Missouri. But there was this beautiful sunset that was also going on. And you know, I'm just kind of like, I'm thankful that even though we were having car problems, that my son and I were safe. I was thankful and grateful that since we had to be stuck there for about 30 minutes before the tow truck was able to reach us, that the place that we were stuck was not overly hot. It was warm, don't get me wrong, especially since we couldn't have the car turned on for AC, but it was warm. But it wasn't hot, where it was like dangerous, I was thankful to be surrounded by God's nature, God's beauty, and God's creation in that moment. And it really kind of hit me that I could have let that moment of my car not wanting to, take us where we were still trying to go, ruin my entire rest of my day. However, changing your perspective from, oh my goodness, how could this be happening to me, to, okay, what are the positives, was huge for both myself and my son as we were waiting. So I have now blended all of my blush, my bronzer, and my setting powder together. As you can see, we're looking much less clowny and much more warm. I do not do my makeup like the professionals. I do my makeup like a mom who doesn't have the time to do it like a professional. Okay. Next, we're going to be adding in some highlight. I love highlight. You're going to take it out of my cold dead hands. I use the brand of Aura. It's A-U-R-A. Hollow Beam. It is kind of like one that's white, but it has some blue, some green, and some purple kind of like shifting. Hello to my husband as he is watching. I need to put, where's my thing? So we're going to put some highlight on. I was just telling them the story, babe, about getting stuck on the side of the road yesterday. No, well, he's watching. He's commenting. Do you want to say hello?
Hi, Dad.
I was just telling them about being stuck on the side of the road and how having a more thankful and grateful attitude kind of changed the whole situation. So as you guys can see, look, like a pinky purple. When you're out in the sunlight, it kind of has like a green hint to it. Super cute. I am going to blend it just a smidge. So anywho, the tow truck does end up showing up and he does his thing, gets the car on. Griffin and I get to go into the truck to ride home. For our look today, because I'm wearing like a green sweatsuit type thing, I'm going to do a green and gold eye look. I'm using this quad eyeshadow palette. It's from Amelia Knight. It's Color Contour Cosmetics. And I've had this for like over a decade. Couldn't even tell you. I think it was Kohl's I got it from during like one of those Christmas things where you get like the whole package. Let's see. My husband says, oh yeah, I just got down installing a compressor on a rooftop unit. How was that? That sounds super fun for you as I do my makeup at home. We're going to go in with one of these dual side brushes. We're going to use this darkest shade here. And we're going to put that in the corner and up into our crease. Actually, not my corner. We're going to do the whole like outer half of our eyelid. And yes, I do my face makeup first before my eyeshadow. I know a lot of people don't do that in the sense of like they don't want to ruin it. They don't want fallout. I have found if you do it like really small little taps, that you don't have that problem. So the cool part though was I got to teach Griffin about what it is that tow truck drivers do. He got to watch the whole process of him loading and unloading the car. He was such a cute like little old man, as far my son, not the tow truck driver. Because he was talking to the gentleman the whole time that we were like driving to my house. He was asking him questions about the job. He was so excited to be able to ride in the truck. And so it was also really eye-opening as a parent that, this could again have ruined my entire evening, but also look how much fun my 8-year-old is having. He could care less that the car was on the side of the road because now he gets to ride in a big old truck, right? So we're going to take our same brush here and we're going to flip it over and we're going to use this lighter green shimmer. and fill that in. You could use the gold here too, but I have gold jewelry for this look, so I didn't really want to use that. And again, we're just going to press that into the rest of the lid and very gently press that up into the crease. This is kind of my signature deal, is to use 2 colors from my outfit. So anywho, we get home and my husband's helping the gentleman take the car off of the truck. Can't think of words this morning. And you want to know what? My car, my beautiful car, starts right up with no issues to get off of the truck. Yeah. Now we're gonna take this like denser brush. Sorry, I have like a hair from one of the brushes in my makeup. We're gonna go right back into this darker matte shade and we're gonna pull it right under the lash line, because like in the words of one of my favorite makeup artists, Lindsay, you don't look weird with eyeshadow under your lash line, you're just not used to it. And she's right. So we're gonna pull that over all the way, about halfway. We want it to kind of replicate what we got going on up here, right? So now with my husband being a mechanic, he has the tools to hook my car up and see what code it's throwing. And as of right now, it looks like one of my sensors is just not doing so hot. So we're going to pray that all it is that my sensor needs to be like replaced or something, right? We're also going to take a angled brush like this and go into that same shimmer and fill in the other half under our lash line. We're going to blend this all out. Again, trust the process. Now I'm just going to take that shimmer and I'm just going to take it all the way around like this. So today I'm starting a new day. Yesterday is gone. Sorry, my mom tried to call and it messes with my live stream every time that she does that. So, we're gonna go ahead and blend this out real quick with a fluffy brush. You want to use one that's like this, where the bristles are very, they're not, I don't know, what word am I using? The bristles are like nice and loose. It's gonna help you blend. And you're gonna go in with like the lightest touch ever. Like I'm not pushing down, I'm letting the brush do the work kind of dealio. And we're just gonna go all the way around the eye and blend our green shadows together. So, anywho, today is Friday. It is a new day. Right now, Griffin is watching his Star Wars. I'm obviously doing my makeup. I'm gonna be doing videos for not only my personal page and for Marilyn Jeanne Designs, but I'm also gonna do probably some videos for my homesteading page, which is Glitter Goblin Homestead. Yeah, we're busy around here, but I like to be busy. I like to be doing the Lord's work. But it just reminded me that there's so much to be thankful for, even whenever it seems like everything is going wrong, you know? Was it super duper frustrating that my car was not working and my son and I were stranded on the side of the highway? Oh yeah. Was it super duper frustrating that when my son and I were stranded on the side of the highway, that it was getting a little warm in the car? Uh-huh. Was it super duper frustrating that we had to wait about 30 or so minutes for the tow truck driver to arrive because we live where it's kind of rural and there's no fast way of getting there? Mm-hmm. But there's always something to be thankful for. Now that we have all of our stuff blended, we're going to go in with a white eyeliner. I'm using the unique Moodstruck pencil eyeliner in the shade of Pristine. Again, I don't know if they still have these. This is just left over from when I used to market for them. And we're gonna put this in just the bottom waterline here, just like this. So you see difference in how that kind of like pulls everything together, really opens up the eye more versus not having it over here. Big difference. So the things that I was thankful for in this situation is we were not hurt. My son and I were safe. It was not like 100 some odd degrees outside. It was only like 86, I think. So it could have been worse. I was thankful to have been on the phone with my husband, and he quickly jumped into action and got us a tow truck. Next is gonna be our brows. I don't do anything super fancy with my brows, guys. I literally just fill in where it's kind of like thinner, balding, whatever. I'm using the LA Colors Brow Pencil in dark brown. I was thankful to have friends who cared and checked in to make sure that we got home. I'm thankful to have had a friend who I love dearly offer to come and get us, even though she was further away than like where my husband and my mom both were. Yeah, like God is good, okay? God is always, always good. I'm thankful that I was safe enough, like whatever the issue with the car was or is, that we were able to just pull over safely. We didn't have to like, wreck or anything like that. So there's always something to be thankful for. Moving on is now setting spray. I always do my setting spray before I do my mascara. Not everybody does this, and that's okay. But the reason I do it is because every time that I do like my mascara or my lashes and then do my setting spray, I end up looking like a raccoon. And that ruins every single thing that I just did with my eye makeup. So I am using the Le Mercier Hydro Glow Setting Spray with a dewy finish, and I get this from Dollar Tree. And what this does is obviously it sets the makeup, but it helps blend all those powders that we just put on together. So now it will look more like skin on camera versus just really looking like makeup and powder, right? So I also want to share a few things with you guys. I'm wanting to talk about gratitude today, not only because I do think that it's an important practice, especially whenever you're a Christian woman, to focus on God is good all the time, point blank period. But being that God is who he is, he's also led me to start working on a specific project that I'm very excited to share with you guys. I'm about to do my eyelashes. I am using the I'm so sorry that messed up again. Now I had a potential spammer try to call me. But I'm using the MC Defining and Volumizing Mascara. Again, I get this from Dollar Tree. My project, I'm not going to fully announce to you guys just yet. However, do know that it has to do with the daily practice of gratitude and the importance of implementing that practice into your spiritual lives with Jesus, your physical life, because those who focus on gratitude and positivity, there are scientific studies that show that they are physically healthier. It also helps your mental health to focus on the positives versus the negatives and those types of things. So those of you who are my Inner Circle subscribers, you're going to be hearing about what this project is first before anyone else. And you're going to be hearing about that today. And you're also going to have first access to being able to grab one. Then today's Friday. So on Monday, those of you who are on my, or in my free Facebook community, you are going to hear about what it is and have access to it. And then from there, those of you who are on just the email list will hear about it on Wednesday and have access to it. And then the rest of the world will hear about it sometime next week or maybe the week after, but will not have access to what it is until September 1st. So it pays to be inside the inner circle or the free community. And if you're not in either the inner circle or the free community, but you want to be, please let me know and I will hook you up. There's like a hair in my makeup. It's driving me crazy. Okay, so now we have our eye look done. Before I do my lips though, I'm gonna do my hair because I'm gonna do some ponytails and stuff. And since you'll see. So I'm gonna do a messy bun, I think, today. I did get my hair done yesterday. As you can see, I finally don't have any roots, finally. But it's gonna be a day of work around here. And so I think it's gonna be good to just kind of put it up and make it cute. And I'm trying to think how I want to do this. Hold on. And why is it in my wonderful house I never have what I need, like when I need it? So my hair right now is still left over from when I got my hair done yesterday, like the way she styled it. So we're just gonna, I don't have a brush in here, so we're just going to leave the front part of the bangs out and just pull this up. I'm not gonna care about lumps and bumps. It's gonna be just kind of part of the whimsy of the way that I'm gonna do this. So first things first is we're gonna put this in a ponytail where I want it. And it's looking a little crazy right now, but trust the process a little bit, okay? Now we're gonna make it kind of a messy bun. So we're just gonna kind of take my super thick hair and plop it and twist it until it somewhat resembles a bun. And then we're just gonna tie it off like this. And I'm gonna promise you that the less that you care about it, the better it's gonna turn out. Point blank period. Now, it's looking a little flat, little one-dimensional, at least for me. I'm gonna fix these, I'm gonna straighten these because like the curls from, I'm shedding. The curl is from whenever they did my hair yesterday, but I wanna add a pop of cheetah print because you know me, A, that's kind of my thing, and B, I think it just adds a cute little touch to the messy bun. And then I'm gonna straighten these so that will look a little bit neater. So yeah. We're gonna just fluff up this messy bun some more. There we go. So quickly we're gonna do our lips. That is going to be our Unique Splash Liquid Lipstick in the shade of Sympathetic. Again, don't know if this is still a thing. Should probably start looking if I'm gonna start talking about it, but it is what it is. It's kind of like an orangey. Hi, Abigail. Kind of an orangey nude color. I'm still alive, kind of. It doesn't help that I had to wait till today to do the live instead of yesterday. I kind of threw off our groove. All right, I'm gonna let that dry because that's not the whole lip I'm gonna do. But I'm gonna talk about what jewelry I'm gonna wear today. And this comes from Slide Jewelry, I'm going to have the link for these in the comments. And for those of you who are listening as a replay for the podcast, the link for this will be in the episode description. One thing that I love about getting my shipments in is that they come in these cute little pouches like this. And then Abigail says, what happened with your car? How is your son doing? So, my car is okay. We are home. My husband said that the code is saying that it's like a sensor. So we're praying that all it is a sensor, because he said if that's what it is, then it's going to be an easy fix. As far as my son, for those of you who don't follow my page, he had a sinus infection and pink eye at the beginning of this week. So it's been a week. Okay, it's been a week. He is doing much, much better though. The eye drops kicked right on in and he feels 10 times better. Thank you so much for asking. So, though you guys know for a fact, the first thing that I put on is my wedding ring and my engagement ring. Yes, I wear them backwards. No, I don't care. This is the, now I don't get to pick these. They send me these, but I love these ones. This is the one for last month, I think, but I haven't shown you guys yet. This is the necklace. Sorry that it's moving around a whole bunch. And it has super cute little flowers, like Hawaiian flowers almost, like hibiscus maybe. And so we're going to put these on up here. It's a little shorter than what I would typically wear. But one reason why I kind of signed up to be an affiliate with them is because they send me stuff that I don't pick out to kind of get me out of my comfort zone more. And then the bracelet is just a simple chain gold. It's the same gold, so it matches. And we're going to go ahead and put that on this wrist. Just like that. Need to do something with these bangs. They're driving me crazy. But now that my lipstick is dry, I'm going to add a gloss over it. This is the Glam Light in Mocha gloss. It really does smell like coffee. It's my favorite thing in the whole wide world. And a little goes a long way though, as you can see. Because I don't want my lips to be fully brown. I just want a touch of it since I have the cheetah print up here. So, thank you. I'm glad that he is feeling much, much better also. Then of course we're gonna put my glasses on, which I thought today was also perfect because I have gold rim glasses and they will kind of go with the whole thing. These bangs though, I had a different, you know, whenever you have like a look in your head and then your hair doesn't want to cooperate, that's kind of where we're at. So last step is going to do our scent layering and then I'm going to let you go. So first things first, I'm going to do my deodorant. I'm using the Teen Spirit by Speed Stick in Fresh Zing. It's very clean, almost kind of like Irish springy scent. Dollar Tree. I saw someone ask this the other day, so I'm going to ask you guys too. How many swipes do you guys do on each side of your deodorant? I do 10. Is that weird? I don't want to stink. So we got that one. And then the next step is your body spray. I am using the Beauty and Skincare Power Stick for Her body spray in Soft Floral. It is like spring and summer, so I want to use a florally scent. Abigail does 2. I mean, it all depends on what type of deodorant you're using too, I think. So because this is from Dollar Tree, the scent does not linger well on my skin, but I found that if I put it in my hair and my clothes, it lasts a lot longer. And then to continue the like floral scents, I'm using the Unique Yours and Only Yours. Again, don't know if they still have this. But it has like a floral note to it. And this is an actual perfume. So I'm putting that on my wrists. Never really thought about it notes more than once. I'll be honest that I only think about it because I have OCD. numbers are a thing in my brain and my everyday life. It's super fun. Oh, the charcoal one. I've never tried that one. And then I'm going to put it right here on the side of my neck. And just for weirdo, like I put it right in between my boobs, like right along my chest line. So here's a fun little tidbit for you guys. The reason I do these 3 spots is you want to put it wherever you can feel your pulse, because every time your heart beats, it'll push off a little bit of your perfume. Little fun fact for you, I guess. Last but not least, I'm going to go in with the Unique Beachfront Kissed like body oil, because we all know that I am a glitter goblin and I love me some sparkle. Hence why I named my homestead page Glitter Goblin Homestead. So I just kind of rub this on my arms and my neck to make me feel pretty, and it smells divine. Again, don't know if they have it, but if you can get yourself a nice little shimmer, when I'm out in the sun, I will glisten with some gold glitter. So to wrap up our talk of gratitude, make sure that whenever you're having a really hard day or even a week like I did, to focus on the positives. If you guys are wanting faster access or VIP access to what MJD is working on, make sure you are in my inner circle or the free Facebook community or my email, because those are going to be the people that see and have access to my new things first. And also, if you guys want some fun and amazing jewelry, make sure you hit up Slide Jewelry, and I can give you a link for you to go shop and all of that good stuff as well. So with all of that being said, I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your weekend. I will hopefully be here on time next week this time, but you know, Satan's gonna throw everything at me whenever I'm doing my best to be obedient. And that's another sweet thing that I have to remember. So I'm going to do my best to get caught up on work today, and I will see you guys next week.